bunny. Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Bam! And the best teeth in the game. You know who it is. Just want to say right here, really quick, there are some people who have been commenting on my recent Bowie review, sort of saying some real dumb shit about how he just gave it a 9 because he died. Or, are people just saying the album's good because he died? Is he really that good? Here's the thing. You give the Bowie album a 9 or a positive review because he died in the same way that you give Bjork's Volnakura a positive review because she went through a tough breakup. The album's actually about fucking dying. Okay? And it's quite self-aware about the whole process. Even going into, this idea that him dying, being the entertainment icon that he was, will create, sort of this situation where people are kind of discussing him, hyping him up, potentially giving this album a really positive review or kind of revisiting his work due to that death. I think the only way you could pose that question is if you're completely ignorant to the topic at hand of the record. And I think it's kind of silly that generally a lot of the coverage revolving around Bowie's death has been super duper retrospective. And not that there shouldn't be any retrospective cover of his death. It's just that I think what's super interesting is that Bowie went out in a way that rarely artists across any medium do, and that's that he was in so full and complete control that he was able to document his final sort of moments in life with his art form. That's like going out with a bang, It's rare that we get artists who have that opportunity or who even want to take that opportunity, because the fact of the matter is death for a lot of people is so scary that when they're just around the corner from it, they don't want to make an album about it. They don't want to make a movie about it or something like that. They want their final moments to be about them and private and so on and so forth. And I'm sure Bowie's were as well in a way. I'm sure he didn't spend all of his time, recording music up, his final hours. But I guess what I'm trying to say here is that I can't be as sort of I think sad as some people sort of portray themselves to be as they're writing think pieces and news pieces about his passing, mostly because I find the way that he went out to be so commendable, like so brave and really admirable. Again, I think he completely encapsulates that whole quote about, raging against the dying light and not going away quietly. If there's another reason to praise this album, it's certainly that. So I think, the lyrical themes, the way that they deal with these issues are great. Again, I think to kind of play down the quality of this album is a fool's errand, because it's such an interesting take on this angle. And I think to not sort of incorporate that angle into any coverage about his passing. Yes, he passed, but he went out with the biggest bang in rock history, I would say. How many rock artists sort of, were able to kind of bookend their discography, or did bookend their discography in the way that Bowie just did? You could count them on one hand. So I think that's all I have to say. People who downplay this record, again, fool's errand, and people who cover Bowie's passing and don't include this part of the narrative in their story, you're not paying attention. That's all I got to say. You're the best.